Alright, gamers, let's see if we get anything good from these. Oh, nothing really cool.
Creeper, pay attention. We're making a very important video here.
Oh, you're right. Hey everyone, Creeper here.
Welcome to Temporal Times Commentaries. This video's gonna be a fun one.
Today we're covering my two favorite topics, Pokemon cards and transphobia.
So, without further ado, let's begin.
Because one of the teenagers that played the game laughed when asked what his pronouns were. One Pokemon tournament judge claimed that the teenager laughed, and that made them feel unsafe and uncomfortable. A grown adult.
Just pointing this out, this is coming from Fox News, a non-reliable source for news, especially when it comes to the culture war, also known as minorities existing, specifically in this case, trans people.
I would assume a grown adult was the judge. Felt unsafe because a teenager laughed at the stupid pronoun question.
You can tell that Yellow Flash has a very unbiased opinion on this situation.
He is so unbiased, he believes simply asking for one's pronouns is a stupid question.
People are ridiculous. So this kid ended up crying because he got kicked out because some broken adult who can't handle reactions from teenagers, and you think they would since a bunch of kids play this game usually. You do kids all the time. Got sad and kicked one out to validate themselves.
Once you hear the full story of the situation in question, it's very easy to tell that the kid was not in the wrong here. I think that the adult was in fact being a massive dick. But the way he paints this as like a trans people are egotistical thing is so fucking annoying. He didn't make this video because some kid was treated poorly by an adult. He made this video because he wanted an excuse to shit on trans people, and this becomes abundantly clear later. The further this video goes on, the more it becomes clear that this guy's just trying to be a massive dick.
It feels like Yellow Flash is just taking an opportunity to talk about trans people in a negative light, instead of actually caring about the child being treated unfairly in a Pokemon tournament. This man just cares about attacking anything woke. This is the same man who's currently crying about the Mario movie getting bad reviews because he believes that that movie isn't woke, and he believes that it's under attack by woke people.
Yeah, the kid was very obviously not in the wrong here, like I said earlier, if the story is true, of course, but it becomes more and more clear that he's like almost implying that trans people shouldn't be in positions of power, and that's just really fucking shitty. If he were to be specifically condemning this person for their actions, that would be one thing, but he's actively focusing on the judge's transness as if that makes them egotistical.
So this is a little ridiculous, kind of some bullshit, to be honest. This person should not be a judge and should be kicked out for ruining the good time of a teenager, which is what this should be about anyway. It's good that kids do shit like this because it keeps them out of trouble. But no, we need to validate the person who needs to feel special 24/7.
The judge wasn't asking for his pronouns because they were upset. What are you talking about? This point was worded really weirdly. Also, you'd be surprised how many Pokemon fans are in the LGBTQ community. In LGBT circles, it's quite common to ask someone their pronouns.
Yellow Flash seems to believe that it is unreasonable to try to make as many people comfortable as possible. He just really hates those blue hair and pronouns.
That's just sitting there judging. It's disgusting. This is a real thing that happened. The story right here, according to Tran's account on social media, he appeared to have made the judge of the 6th round uncomfortable. No. After giving an awkward laugh upon being asked his pronouns. On our way over to the stream area, the judge asked us for our preferred pronouns. I said, he or him or, and I paused, trying to think of the third pronoun. The third pronoun being his. As I just stood there, looking stupid, trying to think of it, I felt embarrassed because I was failing to think of a simple word. Due to the nerves and me being embarrassed, I let out a little laugh, just a normal, nervous laugh. My response together ended up being, he or him or his. Now it was taken out of context or mistakenly seen as an insult. Who cares? I mean, you look at the person, hold it, that's a guy. But no, we have to ask everybody obvious things now because one person is uncomfortable. The story continues. Little laugh at the end was because I was trying not to be awkward because I was just stating the exact thing Alex had just stated, and it was kind of silly to me in that scenario. This silly. Why do you need to do that for a bunch of people playing a card game?
They just want to make sure they refer to people correctly because tournaments have a lot of commentary? Are you stupid?
It's not some political statement. They were just trying to be polite.
So the judge responded, okay, just wanted to be safe. I go by they, them, so don't be a jerk about it. You already know there's a problem. You already know there's a problem there. So I probably would have just laughed too then. I mean, what are you going to do? You're already screwed.
Those darn they-thems taking over the world and becoming judges for Pokemon tournaments. If you thought I made up the whole he thinks trans people shouldn't be in positions of power thing, here's him directly stating that there's already a problem. Why? Because they use they-them?
Because what's the first thing this judge did? Ran to multiple people to get that person thrown out. Oh, I'm not going to just talk to you like an adult and try to fix things and maybe have a conversation with you. Instead, I'm just going to get you kicked out because I'm vindictive.
He's assuming a lot of shit about this one person for, what, being a Karen? Like, seriously, when cis people are Karens, people laugh it off and they're like, damn, weren't they fucking annoying? Then the second a trans person is an asshole, everyone's like, they are evil, they are vindictive, they want to destroy all of humanity, they want to eat your soul.
First off, they do want to eat your soul, and also, it's very weird to assume a lot about a single person just because of what pronouns they use.
After the encounter, Tran was confronted by the judge prior to a game who asked him exactly what he had said to the previous judge. Tran explained the situation, admitting that he laughed because he was nervous, leading the judge to escort him off of the game. Like, why even ask then? He's probably going over there. Listen, this is what I really want to say. This person is extremely sensitive, not really an adult, doesn't know how to interact with people or handle any kind of confrontation or uncomfortable situation, so we have to kick you out so that this person feels validated. Sorry.
He is saying a bunch of random things about a person because he knows they're non-binary. He is perpetuating stereotypes over pronouns. Also, there literally is no confrontation here. At most, it is someone being overly sensitive to a laugh from an awkward teenager.
It's not about the judge feeling validated. This is just, like Creeper said, you spewing trans and non-binary stereotypes.
Sorry about the money you spent to travel here, by the way, which was like $2,000. Right, the GoFundMe for the travel expenses. Sorry about that, but you've got to go because this adult child is upset. There's a lot of adult children out there in the world today.
Wow, I wonder what group of people he's talking about, Creeper.
I ain't got no idea.
Wait if we actually go, like, the way that the financial situation is in our country, like, it's kind of looking like we are going to hit a hard recession, maybe even a depression. These adult children running around about to have a real bad day.
What does a hard economic situation have to do with this at all? Like, generally, what is he referring to and why is it even brought up here? If we're going to have troubled times, it has nothing to do with some random trans person being a bit of a jerk to a teenager.
So he described the situation. This is where it really escalated. The head judge tells me that he was sorry and that it sucked that I was being disqualified due to Pokemon's policy. At this point, I am on the verge of tears, but I tried my best to keep my composure. I just couldn't understand what was happening. Was the judge just not listening to anything I had just told him? Was he trying to look at my side of the story at all? No. Because it's all about the adult child. Everything revolves around the adult child. Everything needs to validate the adult child. Everything needs to make the adult child feel special. The adult child needs to be the center of the attention. The adult child needs to be the most important thing in the world.
He is literally mentioning this for no reason other than the fact that this person is trans. He is using stereotypes the right has made up in order to attack this person, when all Yellow Flash has to do is criticize their actions instead of attacking their gender and making things up about them.
He's basically just, again, spewing textbook anti-trans Twitter arguments.
Any problem that the adult child is having, if you don't fix it, they'll just try to destroy your life and maybe even hit you with a bike lock. That is oddly specific. The amount of frustration I felt and still feel is just insane. I have never been treated so unbelievably unfairly and had such an opportunity just taken from me for something I didn't even do. The judge said that while he believed that I had no bad intentions, it didn't matter. This is ridiculous to me. I was very sympathetic for the judge, and I had upset and never meant to upset them or anyone, and all the head judge cared about was that someone was upset, and I caused it. I told him that I was also upset, and that just ruined my entire trip, and I wouldn't get over this for a long time. Yeah, that your feelings doesn't matter. What matters is the feelings of the adult child. The adult child comes first in our society.
The adult child comes first in our society is definitely referring to a very common anti-trans argument that basically argues that trans people are privileged and cis people are being oppressed. How the fuck is this not supposed to be taken as a generalized statement about all trans people with that added in our society in there?
Trans people are just so privileged that they're attacked constantly by random people online, to literal Nazis during 1930s Germany, to modern-day state governments. Also, a thing you will notice is that there are never anti-cis bills, only anti-trans bills.
Until today, vote me as president and I will make it illegal to be cisgender. I know, hold your applause.
Finally, we could get rid of that sinful lifestyle.
So this is bullshit. Should have let the kid kept playing the game. Instead, a kid's experience was ruined because an adult child was very upset over an interaction with a legit child. And because of that, this kid got thrown out of some fun card tournament so that some weirdo could feel validated. We live in a backwards society.
Really calling them a weirdo? Can you just admit you hate trans people?
I mean, he basically did with the whole "the adult child comes first in our society" line.
Also, backward society? I really don't think he likes the existence of trans people.
We live in a society.
Final thoughts. Wow, that was such a video. I have covered Girl Flash once on my channel before, but he just loves to attack minorities from both within media and just people in general. He's just a generic anti-woke channel who, let's be honest, is just anti-minorities. If the person who got mad was not trans, he would not have made a video about it. He used this video as an excuse to attack trans people because a trans person might have done something stupid. That is pathetic.
I find it interesting that people take singular instances of trans people doing shitty things and use that as a way to push anti-trans rhetoric. Another example would be the recent Nashville shooting. People took the fact that one trans person out of the insane amount of cis people who have also shot up schools and portrayed it like it was a common thing among trans people with absolutely no statistics to back it up. This is a common thing transphobes use to portray trans people as evil. And it's not even limited to trans people. Black people face this treatment, other people of color face this treatment, gay people face this treatment, many other minorities face this treatment.
I am now speaking to the many children who obviously watch these videos. Remember to stay woke.
Goodbye, everyone. See you around.